Hey, what is going on, guys? Xpertfusion here, and in this video I want to talk about a few different things that have been on my mind lately, and a few different things that have been pissing me off lately about Black Ops 3. Now this goes for multiplayer and for zombies, and this is basically supply drops. The whole system of supply drops and microtransactions and all that stuff, the whole idea of it is awful. It is just so bad because let me just go through the history of supply drops real quick. We started off with Advanced Warfare, and supply drops were great. I thought they were great at first. I thought it was a good new idea. You can get gear from it, and it's all chance. So you're like, hey, you're lucky. You got this cool gear, or you got this cool weapon variant. The weapon variants, it wasn't a big deal. Then they added in advanced supply drops, and then it got a little bit fishy. It was like, you can buy them. People can get every gun for free. It's like, but whatever. You don't have to buy them. No one's forcing you to. It's just more of a situation where people buy stuff and get better guns than you. But they're not different guns, though. They're just guns with different variants, so it wasn't that big of a deal. Then they added in, new DLC guns. That was all great. But then once they added in that one set of DLC guns, I think it was the STG, the Blunderbuss, and the SVO, they made them in supply drops only. Now, at the time, everyone was like, oh, fuck, I'm probably not even going to bother getting supply drops. But, I'll probably just grind out and try to get my own supply drops. Everyone did that, and we realized that you can only obtain these new weapons from advanced supply drops. And the only way to get advanced supply drops without buying them is to wait every 10 levels. And that takes a decent amount of time in Advanced Warfare. So everyone wanted to go ahead and buy them. They would pay $60 for a certain amount of supply drops, and they would open them up in packs. And then people start to make YouTube videos on it to, show the reactions and stuff like that to, opening different packs. And you would end up getting none of the new weapons. You'd get a lot of good variants. You'd probably get a lot of elite variants and stuff, but you wouldn't get the new weapons. You just spent the same exact price of the game for nothing new except for a few different variants. That is ridiculous. That is freaking ridiculous. It was ridiculous at the time. We all complained about it. And then Black Ops 3 came along. Black Ops 3 came, they, did more weapons in Advanced Warfare. That wasn't the first set. They did like 3 more sets of weapons. It was ridiculous. It was great they were adding in new weapons and all, but like literally it was ridiculous with, the fact that you could only get them from supply drops. It was really bad. Then Black Ops 3 came along, and Treyarch, as beautiful as the company is, they decided we're bringing supply drops back, but they're not going to be like Advanced Warfare. We're not going to let you buy them. We're not going to put anything other than cosmetic items in them. It's just going to be cosmetic items. That's what Treyarch said. That's what Dave Vonderhaar said. And we were like, all right, that's all right with me. I'm perfectly fine with only cosmetic items in supply drops. That's fine. If you can't buy them, even better. But then Activision, they weren't getting enough money because Activision was money hungry. Because if you guys don't know, Activision's the bigger company behind it. They are the big, company behind Call of Duty. They own Call of Duty pretty much. Treyarch just makes it, but they don't own it. Activision wasn't making enough money. And they said to Treyarch, well, no, they didn't say. They forced Treyarch to give, an ability to buy supply drops, just so maybe they'll get some extra money. And they're like, oh, we don't want to do it, but whatever, we'll do it. We'll put in COD points system and let you buy supply drops and liquid divinium for the zombie players, which that comes a big problem in zombies, a huge problem in zombies that I'm going to go over in a little bit in this video, but I'm going to talk about multiplayer first. And yeah, they brought in these a way to purchase them, and it wasn't a big deal. It was like, all right, you can get some cool new gear, whatever. Nothing huge. Then Activision was like, you know what, we're not getting enough money. Put some actual non-cosmetic stuff in there. And they're like, what do you mean? Put weapons in there. So they were like, all right, we'll put weapons in there, but we're not going to put guns in there. We're just going to put melee weapons, which aren't really better than, the regular knife itself, so it's not like anything different. It basically is cosmetic. So they added in, the wrench, the brass knuckles, and the butterfly knife, and that was great. At this point, it's still bad. It's still like, fuck, but it's whatever. Activision still wasn't making enough money. Well, they're making a lot of money, but they're not making as much as Advanced Warfare did, because they want to make more money than Advanced Warfare did, of course, because they're money hungry. So they get greedy, and they say, now you got to put guns in. Treyarch, they were literally planning to put this, they were planning to do this. They were planning to put the MX Grand, the NX Shadowclaw, and the Marshal 16 all in DLC 1, and then they were planning on putting the MP40, the RSA Interdiction, in DLC 2. The melee weapons, they weren't even planning on doing the melee weapons like all, but they just, were planning on just doing those supply drops, and, that was great. That was fine, but the fact that we had to add in the guns into supply drops only pissed me off. And this is probably worse than Advanced Warfare because it's basically like we're getting no DLC weapons. I mean, we're never going to get the DLC weapons. You are not going to get the DLC guns unless you buy supply drops. You cannot get them on your own turf. You can try, and you might get really lucky, but the chances of you doing that are they're unbelievable. The chances of getting a new weapon without buying the supply drops, it's absolutely ridiculous. So you basically have to buy them, and even if you buy $60 worth of it, you're not going to get it. Team Martin spent $1,000 and didn't get every weapon. That's ridiculous. You're spending $1,000. That is how much more than the game? That's like the game times like times 20 or something. I'm not really trying to do math right here. I'm not the best at it, but it's like the game times 20, and you're just spending that much money and not getting everything you want. If you spend that much money, you should get every freaking thing in the game and more, because that's ridiculous for a video game. $1,000. But he is a YouTuber and he is gonna buy them. But that basically leaves down to the poor people who don't. Well, not really the poor people. The people who just don't want to spend money. They don't get any weapons, and we just have to deal with it. I guess that's not fair. That's not fair at all. It should be we buy the season pass or we buy the DLC pack. We get the goddamn guns. We should be able to get the guns. I don't know why Activision has to ruin Call of Duty, because I'm honestly saying this is going to ruin Call of Duty. Everyone was said, oh, the boost jumping, the future stuff is going to ruin Call of Duty. No, none of that's going to ruin Call of Duty. That's not a big deal in Call of Duty right now. The big deal is supply drops and how those are going to ruin Call of Duty, and they will. They will soon. Call of Duty is just going to drop. I guarantee you, next year it's going to drop if Activision continues this shit. Hopefully Infinity Ward just does not let that happen. But, you know, Activision, they're going to force it into Infinity Ward and force them to put supply drops in. So, you might be saying, well, it's not taking anything out of the game. It's just, okay, no DLC guns. Just pretend it's like one of the older Call of Duties where they didn't have any DLC guns anyways. It's like, alright, I'll just play the game normally now. But then you go over to zombies. And zombies, I have a big problem with it. The gobblegums weren't a problem at first. I mean, they kind of were a little bit, but they could have went past it and added stuff in. But since Activision forced Treyarch to make it so you can purchase gobblegums, it gives people a reason. And the biggest thing about gobblegums, and the thing that gobblegums ruins zombies for, is that the whole perk system. Now, the perk system in the game, you get 4 perks, and normally in most maps, they've had it in plenty of maps. They had it in Diarize, Origins, Buried. I can go on and on, and there's a couple other maps like Call of the Dead, Shangri-La. All the maps with more than 4 perks, there has been a way to get more than 4 perks. There has been some kind of a way that you can do to get more than 4 perks, and they've always been great ways. But guess what? The Gobblegum, Unquenchable, and On the House, and Perkaholic basically forces you to use those Gobblegums to get more perks, and that's just fucking stupid. It is fucking stupid. It really ruins zombies for me, because I want to get more than 4 perks without having to have gobblegums, and the only way to get the good gobblegums is to either purchase them or do the other stuff they have to do to get to the liquid divinium, which can take a long time, and you might not get lucky and get the gobblegums that you want to get more than 4 perks. So that does take gameplay out of it. It sucks, man. It sucks. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this little video. I'll see you guys in my next one. Peace out.